Hi guys, it's Erica. So let's face it, student loans can be overwhelming, especially when you add in all of these unfamiliar terms like refinancing and consolidation. I graduated from law school with over $200,000 of student loans and remember what it felt like to not understand what these things meant. So in this video, I want to walk you through what consolidating and refinancing means and then how to figure out if either of them might be right for you. Let's start with consolidation. We'll cover federal student loan consolidation first, then private loan consolidation. Also, if you're not sure about the difference between federal and private student loans, then I'll leave a link below to a video I did on that. Federal student loan consolidation is offered by the government and is available for most types of federal student loans. No private loans allowed. When you consolidate with the government, your existing federal loans are combined into one new loan with a new rate, which is the weighted average of your old loans' rates, rounded up to the nearest eighth of a percent. This option may not save you any money, but there are still a few potential benefits. One is that you have fewer bills and payments to keep track of each month. Another is that you have the ability to switch out older variable rate federal loans for one new fixed rate loan, which could protect you from having to pay higher rates in the future if interest rates go up. This one might apply to you only if your federal loans were dispersed before 2007, since the last variable rate federal student loans were dispersed in 2006. Since then, all federal student loans have been fixed rate. A third benefit is that you could get a lower monthly payment, but be careful because this is usually the result of lengthening your repayment term, which means you might pay more interest over the life of the loan. For private loan consolidation, it's similar to federal consolidation in that it allows you to combine multiple loans into one and offers some of the same potential benefits I just mentioned. But a difference with private is that the interest rate on your new consolidated loan is not a weighted average of your old loans rates. Instead, a private lender will look at your track record of managing credit and other personal financial information when deciding whether to give you a new, ideally lower interest rate on your new consolidation loan. Here's where the terminology gets a little tricky because when you consolidate student loans with a private lender, you are also in fact refinancing those loans. Now let's talk about student loan refinancing. This is something I personally did and it saved me thousands of dollars. Student loan refinancing is when a new loan from a private lender is used to pay off one or more existing student loans. If your financial situation has improved since you first signed on the dotted line for your original student loans, you may be able to refinance student loans at a lower interest rate and/or a different loan term. Generally, there are two primary ways to save when you refinance. You could select a longer term to lower your monthly payments, but remember, this usually means paying more in interest over the life of your loan. Or you could choose to shorten your loan term to pay off the debt sooner, which could reduce the money you spend in interest over the life of the loan. Another potential benefit is that you may be able to choose a variable interest rate loan, which can be a cost-saving option if you plan to pay off your loan relatively quickly. This is the route that I went with, and I also have a video on the difference between fixed and variable interest rates that I'll link below as well. One final benefit to consider for refinancing is that you can enjoy the benefits of consolidation, including one simplified monthly bill. When I realized how much I was paying in interest each month, that's when I started to look into refinancing to potentially lower my interest rate. And that's when I discovered SoFi, the sponsor of this video. With SoFi, you can refinance your federal and private student loans. I personally refinanced my student loans with SoFi, and that was how I was able to save thousands of dollars in interest, and I truly loved the experience. I even got my younger sister to refinance her student loans with SoFi too, so I'm very proud to be a SoFi member. If refinancing is something you want to learn more about, I'm going to leave a link to a calculator below that shows you an estimate of how much you could save by refinancing. And thank you again to SoFi for sponsoring this portion of the video. Now, I have a few questions you should ask as you're researching your options. The first is, what kind of student loans do you have? Refinancing federal student loans through a private lender might result in a lower interest rate, but you'll also lose access to the benefits and protections that come with federal loans, such as public service loan forgiveness, flexible repayment plans, the ability to pause payments, and an interest rate that's determined by Congress, not your credit score. Another question to ask yourself is, what is the loan payoff amount and what are the terms? While the amount of a monthly payment is important, especially if a refinance could reduce it, you want to make sure you're reading through all of the terms of the loan to understand the big picture. For instance, are the monthly payments lower because the loan is now on a 20-year term instead of a 10-year term? How much in extra interest does that mean you'll be paying? And another question to ask yourself is, what's the goal? Once you figure out what your goal is, whether it's lowering monthly payments, keeping better track of due dates, or paying off debt as quickly as possible, that'll help you to figure out what strategy is best for you. And if you're curious about how I paid off my $200,000 of student loans and some of the strategies that I used, then I'll see you next up in this video. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Have a great day.